Hey everyone, Sam from Bio Cosplay here. A while back I had some questions about what tools I use for sculpting, so I figured I would show those off. These two wooden ones are the ones that I've been using the most since I've started sculpting. These are just from like a cheap clay sculpting kit I got at Michael's, I believe, but I've seen them on Amazon and stuff as well. Yeah, they're just little wooden shapes. They have like a scoopy end. It's good for like digging out clay and smoothing it with the round section. And these two are shaped slightly different, and then they've got the pointy ends. This one I end up using more just because I like the tip of it a little bit better for digging in shapes, and you can get straight lines a little easier. So yeah, these two are basically what I use to sculpt the entire troll prosthetic. If I remember, I'll put a picture up right here. So yeah, surprisingly, these I've gotten the most use out of. Next up, this is just one I made. Also used a ton on the troll prosthetic. I used this end more. It's just a blade from my scroll saw that I bent and used electrical tape to stick it to a little piece of wood. This end ended up breaking after using it so much on the troll face. This end is still holding up well, but I just use this as like a rake tool. You can see it's got little teeths. So since I worn this out for Christmas, my wife got me a new rake tool from Ken's Tools that I've heard are really good. This one's got a brass handle with similar blades. It's got a round one, more triangular one, so I'm hoping to get a lot of use out of this. The manual says to file down the teeth so it's not as rough, so I'll probably try it out and see how it goes and maybe end up filing those down. Then I got a cheap dental kit off Amazon, and out of that I use this scaling tool a lot. Got a little scooper. Whoop, whoop. Then this end has an angled scooper that's a little bit sharper, so it's good for making like rounded shapes in sections. I use this on the teeth of the cat mask a lot. So on the teeth of this cat mask, I'd use this to get in and round over these teeth. So you can kind of see how that fits in there. Other ones from the dental kit I end up using a decent amount. This one, don't know what this is called. Also this one, same shape but oriented differently. And then this little pokey tool. And here's the other end of that one that I don't use quite as much, but still pretty useful. Then I have these green ones that my wife got me earlier this year from Mike Spatola's Monstrous Makeup Manual Signature Series. I'll put a link to all this stuff below. This one I got the most use out of. You can tell because it started to break, so I reinforced it with a bunch of hot glue. That's just a little loop tool. The other end's a little round bit. So that one's my favorite from that set. This one's pretty good as well. It's just a more pointy loop tool. Got some clay stuck in there. And then this little rubber thing I used a lot on the cat teeth as well. So after making the shapes with the dental tool, I'd go in with the little rubber dongle and poke it in there and then kind of smooth them out and use each end for different shapes. So like these rounder sections, I'd use the little rounder end, and then in the teeth here I'd use the flat end. This rake tool also came in that set. I haven't really gotten a chance to use it yet because I haven't sculpted anything with wrinkles or stuff like that, but I think it will end up being useful. Also have this metal beam. This also came in the cheap set with the little wooden ones. It's good for cutting into the clay or smoothing the clay. Lots of uses for the little metal bean. And then finally I have this rough kitchen sponge. It was a smiley face. I cut the mouth off the smiley face so I could have a pointy end. But this is good for just like kind of sanding, smoothing out the clay. And I get a lot of use out of this. I'll try to find a link to this. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to find one, but let me get a close-up so you can kind of see. It's like a super rough, porous sponge. That's mostly it. Other than that, I'll use like a sandwich bag like this for putting over the clay, and then using the tools that'll make the marks a little more soft. Along with the rake tool from Ken's Tools my wife got me for Christmas, she also got me these little tiny sculpting tools, so I'm excited to try those out. So yeah, that's all my tools I use. I'm gonna hopefully be sculpting another mask soon, and I'll do videos on that. So if you're interested in that, let me know how you'd like that to come out. Would you like it more like the muscle suit series where I do separate videos for each step, or just the whole thing in one big video? So I hope you found this video useful. I'll have links to everything I showed below if I can find them. If you want to see me sculpt another mask, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.